Hey, what is going on, you grouchy grumpig? Coming at you with some Rillaboom Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor action today. I did another 25 games, and this time the deck was Rillaboom Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor, and this is the list I ended up coming to. Not a whole lot is different from the last build I showed you guys of the Rillaboom Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor. I got the Weakness Guard Energy back in here. I don't think I had that in the last build. Temples are super popular right now, and it's good against Centiskorch. Most Centiskorches are the Scoop Up Net build that has the Giratina, so Centiskorch not quite as good against, but it still can get some value there, especially if they're not playing the Scoop Up Net build, but most of them are. Sometimes it's just awkward for them to find the Giratina. But against Tempozard, Weakness Guard Energy is very good. Other additions is I guess maybe the only other addition from the last build that I showed you guys is the Buzzwole Pheromosa Tag Team GX. The Beast Game is super good against stuff like Mad Party, like one prize a dex. Also in like really just weird situations, it can kind of just come up and be really good. Like if you hit a Bolton for 150 and then you want to clean it up to draw 3 prize cards on it, and all you need to do is KO like a PikaRom for your last 3, stuff like that. But actually the 190 damage I found to be the most useful from the Buzzmosa. Up against stuff like Luke Metal to set up 2-hit KOs. Once they've GX attacked and stuff, everything is really, really tanky. So it's really good against Luke Metal and just other weird scenarios to 2-hit KO. Sometimes VMAXs like an Orbeetle, or even like a what's his name, Eternatus. Yeah, the 190, the Elegant Soul from the Buzzmosa has been really, really good. And then here and there, the Jet Punch and the Beast Game are also good, but it's really that 190 damage for the Grass colors that have been super effective in many situations. So yeah, really been enjoying the Buzzmosa for that. And then yeah, the rest of the list is pretty similar to what I've been showing you guys recently. You got the 3/2/2 Rillaboom, of course, an Eldegoss, a couple Crobats, a couple Dubwool, the 2 Rowlet Exeggutor, of course. Heavy on the Tag Call engine in this one. 4 Tag Call, 2 Guzma Hala, 2 Mallow Lana, Anna Caitlin and Cynthia. 4 Marnie as the other main draw source in the deck, and 2 Bird Keeper to go alongside those as well. And then yeah, 9 Grass, 2 Capture, the 1 Weakness card that I mentioned, 2 Big Charm, an Air Balloon. Big Charm, of course, really good against stuff like Eternatus. It gets us to that 300 HP over the 270 that they can kind of hit. Big Charm's on Dubwool. Zation after ADP GX attacks, can't KO it. Makes Centiskorch need like another energy or 2 sometimes to get the big knockout. So yeah, Big Charm's just really good in general. Big Boltons as well. Like if PikaRom just gets to a lot of energy in play. Sometimes they're getting to the 9 on the next turn, and the Big Charm makes it so they can't use Bolton to get like a 1-hit KO on a Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor, or even later in the game, like a Raichu GX attack can't KO a Dubwool, or Tag Bolt can't KO Rillaboom. So against PikaRom, there's a lot of really weird situations where the Big Charm can be put in a certain area to kind of protect us from a certain attack from the PikaRom. So PikaRom can get a lot of value out of the Big Charm for sure. And yeah, it's basically 2 Stamp, 2 Ordinary Rod. I don't think there's anything else I really want to mention specifically. I've seen some lists not playing the Shaymin Prism. I actually really like the Shaymin Prism, especially in games where our opponent chases our Rillaboom. And we can set up another Rillaboom, either through the Rowlet Exeggutor or evolving it up. The Shaymin is nice to kind of get them back down to that 1 prize card situation, because if they go KO Rillaboom, KO Rowlet Exeggutor, and then we attack with a Dubwool, that's 3 knockouts and they kind of win the game. But if they go KO Rillaboom, we can go use Shaymin, use Rowlet Exeggutor, and then use Dubwool to maybe close out the game, and we can get that stamp to 1. So it's nice to have a 1 prizer that we can actually attack with to kind of force our opponent down to that 1 prize situation. So I really like the Shaymin for that. So I got the Shaymin still in here. And that's the build. So let's go ahead and let's get into some games. Okay, won the coin flip. Go second, of course, we want to use that Super Growth on our first turn. We got Super Growth turn 1. This hand's not going to do it, so we're going to need a new hand with the basic Pokemon. But yeah, Super Growth turn 1 is the goal. So we like going second. And a lot of decks like going second right now, so there's also that kind of advantage. And looks like a pretty clean Super Growth to me. I will bench the Grookey here because it's possible our opponent's trying to draw like extra cards with Crobat. So they might play a Reset Stamp just to like try and get that extra draw off the Crobat. So it is, and we know we want Grookey down turn 1. I wouldn't hate benching the Dubwool as well, but we don't actually always want Dubwool, especially if our opponent's playing something like Colossal or something. But it looks like it is PikaRom, which Dubwool does fine again. So we're definitely going to bench Dubwool on this next turn coming up. And our goal for this matchup is really just to go like turn 2 Tropical Hour GX. Just like, we don't want to really Calming Hurricane into the Bolton. It's kind of a waste of damage almost. So we really just want to go for that Tropical Hour GX on turn 2, knock that out, and then start swinging with the Calming Hurricane and the double and using Mallow Lanas and stuff like that from there. So that's the game plan. So we're going to look to do... and then sometimes we want to get a Big Charm on our Rillaboom. Big Charm is good in a couple different scenarios and situations in this matchup. Sometimes we want on the Alolan Exeggutor to stop a big Bolton. Because like 9 energy in play allows Boltstorm to one-hit KO Alolan Exeggutor. So sometimes we want the Big Charm here. If they're going for a Tag Bolt play, we want the Big Charm usually on our Rillaboom, so that way they can't snipe it for 170. And they would have to like boss that up and hit that for the 200, put some 170 somewhere. Or in the late game, if the Raichu is the GX attack, it looks like they're going to go for, we want the Big Charm on the Dubwool, because then Raichu doesn't do enough damage to get a 1-hit KO on the double. Big Charm to the PikaRom, love to see that. We don't want it on the Bolton, so that's definitely good for us. This hand is kind of awkward. I don't know what I have the Mallow Lanas in hand, so it makes me want to hold on to the hand. Also, just kind of getting out a Power Plant here could be really good as well. So I'm going to go like this. And Air Balloons here, Power Plants. I'm just going to like this. I'm going to get rid of the Marnie. And we can just kind of live off Mallow Lana plus Crobats. Go like this. I did not check for the Thwackey. But it looks like it's there. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a Capture Energy. Got a weakness guard, but I could capture out the... Instead of Air Balloon, I can actually go for the Big Charm and capture out the Shaymin to make that our pivot. And I'm actually going to... I want to attach to the double because I want to use GX attack next turn, but I guess I'm not guaranteed to hit a Grass Energy. Go ahead and play like I'm going to get it, though. The Shaymin becomes our pivot. Power Plant into play. Big Charm, I don't know where I want it yet, so we're not going to put that in play yet. There's no real great target as of right now, so I'm just going to hold on to the Big Charm here. And we're just going to get the Rillaboom out. Hold on to the Big Charm. Yeah, because there's so many decent places for it to go, but it depends on what my opponent actually does and how they draw into like whatever they try and execute on their turn to turn. So that'll change where I want the Big Charm. And yeah, like I could have got Air Balloon instead and put that on the Dubwool to make that my pivot, but I don't know if I'm going to want the Big Charm there or not, so it's better just kind of have the Shaymin in play. Also, it's possible my opponent plays Tool Scrapper. I have been seeing Tool Scrapper a little bit in, so I guess it doesn't really matter where I put the Capture Energy, in the PikaRoms lately, so they could definitely also play Tool Scrapper, in which case I kind of don't want to make the Air Balloon my pivot. I'd rather have something else to work with. They already get the counter. Do my Power Plant as well. Only a little bit sad there. It's fine, though. It's not a big deal. We usually don't plan for the Power Plant to stick around if we're the first person to put it in play, but who knows? Maybe if they didn't have the Crobat and they only had the DAA, it could have got some value, but looks like no value out of the Power Plants this game, but that's just fine. A lot of games against the PikaRom matchup, actually, it's really hard to get value out of the Power Plants against PikaRom because they usually play 1 or 2 swells, stuff like that. It's just hard to get the value out of it, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't feel that bad about not being able to get. I mean, I wish I had gotten value out of it, but it's not that big of a deal that we didn't. I think the Big Charm's probably going to go to the double here. I don't think they're going to get to that 9. Actually, they could, right? They're going to Electrify 3 here, Full Blitz 3, 6, Attach 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they could get to that 9 number. Maybe I should. I'm going over to the Raichu here. I don't really want to bench this Grookey, but it would feel kind of bad if I don't. I do need to get a Grass Energy. Big Charm. They're not going to go for that Tag Ball anytime soon, so I'm going to Big Charm here, I think, and then just kind of Crobat for 3. I really don't want to lose my last bench space. We got the Grass, so lucked out a little bit there, I feel like. Yeah, because I do want to do this. I didn't play this matchup this way usually, but the more I've played this matchup, this feels really good, like the best way to play it. And I'm actually going to go ahead and Bird Keeper here. Now, I do lose a switch card here, but it also opens up the possibility to Eldegoss for a switch supporter now. Yeah, I used to play this matchup where, like, this turn I would actually hit with Calming Hurricane, but the more I played this matchup, just doing the GX attack and getting rid of the Bolton immediately feels better. It takes an energy out of play. They can't, like, Bolt Storm this turn if they would want to do that instead of, like, Full Blitz or Tandem Shock, which it looks like they're setting up for the Tandem Shock, which actually makes it, like, it's good to have the Bird Keeper in the discard pile because it means now Quick Ball or Eldegoss becomes an out. Well, Quick Ball Eldegoss or Quick Ball for Eldegoss. We can see we have 4 Quick Ball left. Becomes an out to get out of that paralysis. Get us out of the paralysis from the Tandem Shock. And then we can just be swinging again. We're just swinging again. A Mallow Lana is obviously a little bit more optimal because Mallow Lana plus Calming Hurricane means we kind of heal all the damage they would do on the turn, but I'm not going to complain if we can at least attack the turn because we use Eldegoss for Bird Keeper, which is another reason, an important reason to keep that bench space open as well. We don't get the GX attack now for the full effect, which is also really, really good against PikaRom, but just being able to get that Bolton out of the way always feels kind of best. Like I could have gone a Calming Hurricane here and hit for what's it called, and then next turn I could have GX attacked, but if they just get like a Crushing Hammer heads, excuse me, I do know they play that, or a Yell Grunt, then they just hit me, and if they Marnie on top of that, I'm not able to heal, then the Bolton sticks around longer, which is just not good, and it just kind of stacks up pretty fast into a pretty unfortunate scenario. So I like going this route and just kind of getting rid of the Bolton ASAP and then going from there. It always feels a little bit better. And if they get off a big Bolton at this point to knock out, if the first Bolton gets big and knocks out my Rowlet Exeggutor, that's where it gets really bad. But if this Bolton gets big and gets a 1-hit KO on my Rowlet Exeggutor, the Dubwool responds with a KO, so it's kind of fine. All right, so we have Mallow Lana if we need to. Also have access to the Big Charm. Here comes the research from my opponent. Down 2 Lightning. They can Coco, that'd be 6. They get to 7, 8, 9 with a full blitz. There's a Crushing Hammer. It is a heads. Hate to see it, but can't do anything about it. Another one. Hey, another heads. At least we have the Ordinary Rod right now to recover those energy right now in this moment, so that's good. And we'll probably go for a Mallow Lana here to just get the heal off. But we'll see what they do for sure. I assume full blitz is happening here. If they have a switch card, I guess they could have whiffed the switch card, in which case we're maybe just chilling for a turn. And they did with the switch card. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and Bird Keeper again then. Draw some cards. Gonna. Oh, I definitely should have. All right, I did that. So I should have done this first. Never punished because we didn't draw into any grass energy. Then I should Rod afterwards, not before. But I will Rod right here. 2 back. Weakness guard here, and you'll see they got a couple Crushing Hammerheads, so like using the GX attack this turn wouldn't have really done anything. So they have 6 in play, they get to 7 next turn. They KO my Dubwool no matter what, which would be annoying. If I had a Grookey on the bench here and second Thwackey in the deck, I would evolve up to another Rillaboom instead of attacking the Crobat, but I don't, so I'm just going to attack the Crobat. Once again, I'm going to hold this second Big Charm. There's a couple places that it would be decent, here or here. Excuse me, here. Would both be decent places to put the Big Charm, so I'm just going to sit on it for a turn. I don't feel like it's necessary to put it in play on either of them. I'm curious, actually, how many Marnie? They've actually used no Marnie. Here comes the first Marnie right now. Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to the Big Charm in, excuse me, in this scenario. Marnie Stamp. There's a Grookey, but second Thwackey is prize, so I don't really want to bench this Grookey. Yeah, I don't want to bench the Grookey because it kind of doesn't do a whole ton to bench the Grookey. It's not gonna do a whole ton for me to have this Grookey on my bench. Here comes the switch. Finally, my opponent finally has that. There's this Crobat that's kind of damaged on the bench that we can kind of take advantage of. We don't have a Mallow Lana to use this turn, which stinks. This is where we'd want a Mallow Lana. There's the load up on the right shoe, and now they do have a lot of. There's the Mallow Lana. All right, perfect. So we are gonna do that. I'm gonna do this first. Set up the Dubwool. And yeah, Mallow Lana, that was good. Top deck there. Get rid of 2 Grookey. Go to the Shaymin, which I mentioned before, constantly, or nice to have in play as like a constant pivot to utilize. Calming Hurricane. The Dubwool can 1-hit KO our active right here. They got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 energy in play. 10 if they want to attach return. So 9 is enough. 10 will do it. And they put a Big Charm here, so Air Balloon here plus Retreat 1 would never have made a difference. So theoretically, if they didn't have a Big Charm here and they could have put an Air Balloon here, then the Big Charm would have actually made a difference on my Rowlet Exeggutor. But it is a Big Charm here, so they have to hit a switch to not discard 3 energy to retreat. They gotta go switch, attach, and in that case, even if I had the Big Charm, I guess I would get knocked out. I guess they could go E-switch, switch. In that case, the Big Charm actually would have made a difference. So how many energy do they have left? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they have 3 or 4 energy left, so it's reasonable chance that they find one here. We can see they're already switching into the Bolton, getting ready to swing with it. They just need to find an energy or an energy switch, actually. Like an energy switch also just kind of works here just fine, as long as they can find it. But if they can find it, Bolt Storm knockout. They'll get the knockout on my Rowlet Exeggutor, And yeah, goodbye. Tag switch works. Yeah, the Big Charm could make a difference here if my opponent actually whiffs energy overall. I mean, I don't know. They could be done with their turn here. They might just attack. They might not use anything out of the hand. And yeah, they do. So the Big Charm would have made a difference there. But I wanted to kind of keep it around. I guess maybe I should have put on the Rillaboom no matter what to play around Tag Bolt. But I didn't really need to play around Tag Ball in that scenario, I guess. Whatever. 3 prize cards down. Double's hitting hard. Throw the Air Balloon here. And I kind of want to set up, and I could just put 2 energy on the Shaymin, though. Let's just go with that, actually. I'm kind of fine with that. And then Marnie. Yeah, double gets the knockout here. And then we're just kind of in a good spot in general, it feels like, to be honest. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here. Treat. And once again, because of that Big Charm, right, George, you can't take the knockout. But I'm going to go ahead and grab... Maybe I shouldn't have discarded... Maybe I want access to a Crobat or an Eldegoss here, to be honest. I want to just get double second Dubwool, but now I don't... Now I actually don't want to bench the Dubwool. So I probably should have just held the hand as it was. I was like, I want Dubwool. I can't knock out this Dubwool this turn. So I really want Dubwool. Not really. He's kind of cool, but like not necessary. We got another Quick Ball, so we do have options for the Eldegoss and the Crobat now. But I don't think going in and getting that Dubwool right there was... I probably should have just held the hand just attacked. That would have been fine. Nothing really to thin out. Having the options for the next turn is great. We are down to 2 prize cards, so this is where that stamped 2 can come into play. They are already down 1 reset stamp. And we actually don't have a way to like win the game next turn. Yeah, we don't just like win next turn or anything. We have a lot of options, but we don't have like a boss plus switch to get out of paralysis. I'm sure that's what they're going to go for here, is a tandem shock on my Dubwool. It kind of makes most sense to just tandem shock my Dubwool. Hope I can stay paralyzed. We have the Mallow Lana to get out of it, so we can just Mallow Lana, then Revenge Blast again. Just fine. Get rid of the, I don't know, Buzzmosa and maybe the Tag Call, but Tag Call actually gets me what's it called, so I'll probably get rid of the Marnie actually, and I'll keep the second Dubwool around just in case I want that. I'm not sure I definitely want that, but you never know, I might want that. Here comes Tandem Shock. If they ever KO this Dubwool without winning the game, the next Dubwool actually just kind of wins us the game, so that's nice for us. Yeah, we just Mallow Lana. Yeah, we don't really have like a win con in our hand if they do paralyze us, because we don't have a switch boss in hand. There's a Marnie, so now actually we could get switch plus boss. I'm confident we'll find a switch card, whether it be a switch or a Mallow Lana or a Tag Call for Mallow Lana or Eldegoss for Bird Keeper. Like any of those things work. Goss for Bird Keeper is, not gonna lie, is kind of the worst though out of those. Like Goss for Bird Keeper is like the worst one to do. I would like the Mallow Lana because that kind of means they can't knock this out next turn. Maybe we top deck. No. Oh, we do have Goss for Mallow Lana, actually. I just saw... Yeah, we have Goss for Mallow Lana. So we could do that. That seems fine to me. I didn't realize there was a Mallow... When did this Mallow Lana... I used this earlier, right? That's right, I top decked it. I also kind of want to draw cards. Now we should go Goss for Mallow Lana here, I think. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, though. Because actually, even if I heal this... maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because even if I heal this, they can still GX attack KO it. But I guess I want to heal it to force the GX attack. That seems reasonable to me. So we're going to go ahead and heal it. Go to the Shaymin. So right now I have... oh no, I have 260 effectively left. No. I still live with like 10 HP here, even if they GX attack. All right, Revenge Blast. Hit. Yeah, even if they GX attack here, they're still 10 damage short from KOing my Dubwool. I thought they had exact, but no. We effectively have 260 HP. We got 230 HP, plus minus 30, and the Lightning Ride does 250. So I was actually correct there. Yeah, they're off by 10 damage here. So it's still fine. We're still good. They're off by 10 damage here. They don't quite do enough to knock out my Dubwool. Unless they have like... No, we're chilling. We're in a good spot. This is fine. Access to a Crobat, potentially through the Quick Ball. And our opponent is running out of options to attack with. They basically have to like Lightning Ride into... Or Retreat Pass. You always love to see that one, I guess. That one's fine. Quick Ball away the Power Plant. I think I'm just going to Crobat here and try and find a boss and win the game. Now, the thing about this, though, is if they stamp me next turn, I don't have this as an out anymore. There's no boss here. I'm going to thin out this Dubwool because I don't think it's going to do that much anymore. Grab this. Just Jet Punch is not close. Oh, Jet Punch actually KOs Crobat. Did I have game this whole time? I literally had game this whole time. See, I just added this card to the deck. It's whatever. I just added the card to the deck. We're just gonna bench blast. I just added Buzzmosa to the deck, so I'm not super familiar with having it in the deck and having it as an option, but man, if Jet Punch doesn't just win us the game here on this Crobat, like, for maybe 3 turns now. Yep, never even thought about it or considered it, but it's been an option for a long time. Man. All right, well, we got to switch, and it looks like Tandem Shock's their route. So switch attack works for us. We could have won a little bit sooner, but hey, sometimes you forget that you play the card you play. Flower Storm knockout. And that's it. Get a dub over the PikaRom. Okay, let's try this again. This time I'm not going to forget that we play Buzzmosa. No more forgetting that I play Buzzmosa. I've been doing that so much since I've added it to the deck. Just like forgetting that I play it. So Umbreon, Darkrai, Tag Team GX. What is our opponent playing here? If they have this in here, what are they playing? There's a Quick Ball. There's an Eternatus V. Okay, so it's Eternatus. It's Eternatus V Max. They have this, which makes me think they play the Weavile, because usually when you see this in the Eternatus deck, they play Weavile. I mean, almost every time. Not every time, but most of the time. And it is the poison build. Excuse me. The poison build is actually really annoying for us because it means our big charms are less effective, which is, I mean, we want to get use out of our big charms. All right, let's see what we get here. Marnie. Well, we're gonna super growth. I wouldn't excuse me, mind using Bird Keeper to remove the poison, but that's not that big of a deal right now, I don't think. I don't really want to Marnie them either. But we know they have some kind of draw support in the hand because they got rid of the research. They used the Crobats. We could just Marnie here. Take away minus their card, their hand size by 1, I guess. It's never bad. Oh, man. Sheesh. Alright, Tag Call. I'm going to ditch the Buzzmosa. Oh, I could also ditch the Guzma Hala. Let's ditch these two with Quick Balls. And then Marnie. So I'm going to ditch that. Grab a Dubwool, because Dubwool wants to be our follow-up attacker here. And then ditch this. Grab Grookey, 2 Thwackey, and the Rillaboom in the deck. So we just have to not draw double Thwackey off Marnie here to get punished. But I do want to like find more stuff this turn. I think it's the best supporter to use. Okay, Bird Keeper's like a little bit awkward, right? So drew to a Thwackey. That's not 2 Thwackey. Drew an energy as well. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on the bench here. Yeah, and then super growth. Throw it on the bench because our active might just get knocked out. And then basically our game plan has to become, can be a pretty tough matchup, to be honest. I do like hit with Dubwool into the Eternatus VMAX and then go into Rowlet Exeggutor after the double. If they do get the KO here, we go Dubwool, Rowlet Exeggutor, and then try and win. Like, the game is just, the matchups is actually pretty tough. Sometimes it isn't that bad, but it really depends on how aggressive of a start our opponent gets off to. If they get to knock out this turn, which they actually don't even need like a full bench in this scenario because we are still poisoned. They don't need a full bench. Here's a boss. Hopefully that's all they got is boss pass. We have the Guzma Hala, so we can just get back to the bench with the switch and Guzma Hala capture energy. Get out. I don't even know what I get out. Probably it doesn't even really matter. But we can get to the bench with the switch and then we can attack. Guzma Hala to get an energy. And we can attack this turn. That's a pretty big deal. All right, so play Tag Call. Grab these two. I need Guzma Hala away 2 things. I can grab Guzma Hala away the other Tag Call, I guess. Sounds good. Guzma Hala. Get rid of this and this. Grab ourselves Big Charm, Capture Energy, and the Power Plant. Then we're gonna go switch. Voltage Beat. Capture to the active. don't know if I want to. I think I'll grab a Shaymin, actually. Grab the Shaymin, Power Plant into play, and then I could put the Big Charm on a Rowlet Exeggutor, but I feel like if they get draw power, the thing's going to go down anyway, so I want to save for my second Rowlet Exeggutor, actually, I think. And I'm just going to go with the Calming Hurricane. Well, no, we're going to heal with the Calming Hurricane, actually, so now I do kind of want this here. Calming Hurricane. But I don't want to put this Rowlet Exeggutor into play yet, because then I just have 2 tag teams in play, and they could go, like, Chase Tag, or KO Tag Team, Chase Tag Team, and then, I mean, that is just 6 prize cards. I want to make them go through the Dubwool first, and then go into a Rowlet Exeggutor after that. Another boss. Okay, so we might get stuck this time. We do have an Air Balloon and a second switch in the deck that we can find off Caitlin and Cynthia. We could also top deck Mallow and Lana. That would also be a good top deck here. That's a boss, so I guess we're gonna have to give up the boss here. I want to keep around the second Rowlet Exeggutor. Actually, gonna grab the Guzma Hala, because if they get stuck for another turn, then we can Guzma Hala. We can actually hard retreat this Rillaboom actually instead. So we can just go for the hard retreat here. Stay aggressive. Discard. Treat. And they could Marnie us next turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this Ordinary Rod right now and shuffle back in to Grass Energy. I didn't want... I mean, the Buzzwole Pheromosa could have been okay to grab there, I guess, but I don't think it's necessary or anything like that. And then, yeah, get our first couple prize cards here on this Slowbro. Another Ordinary Rod. Don't really need that. And... Bird Keeper doesn't hurt, I guess. I bet they have it out to a Crobat here. They don't have a draw supporter. Excuse me. They didn't have a draw supporter, but they probably had something. Yeah, here we go. The Calm for the Crobat. Oh, that's the Eternatus VMAX. So they must have something else cooking here then as well. Yeah, there's a Crobat. Okay, there's a Crobat. They got the Crobat. They probably top decked the Calm then. What's the top deck? They probably always had the Crobat in. Okay, so they're going to swing on us. They can't one-hit KO us. So this is also another situation where we can actually... we can GX attack this next turn. GX attack next turn would actually be really, really good. So that's what we're going to go for, is a GX attack this turn. And just remove all their energy from play. And then we do that, and they can't attack next turn. And then we just keep going from there. Fall back on double in the second Rowlet Exeggutor for late game. That sets us up in a pretty good spot. I mean, we'll see, first of all, if our opponent... They could also get the KO this turn. They could, you know, switch to Slowbro, fill the bench, poison us, get back into the Eternatus VMAX. That's 30 from poison, and we would get KO'd in that situation. So we can get KO'd here still. They can still pull it off, but they just put the Slowbro back in the deck. So I think we have a pretty good shot of not getting KO'd here and pulling off the full effect GX attack on this next turn. And yeah, there's just the hit, no Slowbro poison. So, Keeper... I messed up. Should have voltage beated first, so I didn't draw into Grass Energy because I already had energy to work with in the hand. That is my mistake. Capture Energy here, so we can thin out something if we want. I don't really want to thin anything out of the deck, though. But I would rather put the Capture Energy in play because we can't Rillaboom for non-Grass Energy, basically. We can Rillaboom for Grass Energy, though. So, if, you know, we get Marnied or something... Finding the Capture Energy is a little bit harder than finding the Grass because we can just voltage beat for the Grass Energy. So we usually want to attach the Captures and Weakness cards whenever we draw them over the Grass Energy. If we got that choice between the two, go with the Special Energy when we can. And yeah, we hit this thing for 200. We take all of their energy out of play. Looks like they're setting up this Eternatus V here. But yeah, we removed all the energy from play, so we shouldn't get knocked out this turn. I guess they could have like Tool Scrapper or Dangerous Drill plus... Power XL would actually knock us out, or even Slowbro, switch into Slowbro, poison us, go into the Power XL would knock us out. But then what are they going to Power XL to? Because then we knock this thing out. Oh no, we're a little bit short of double knocking this thing out, actually. Double would not knock this out. We could hit it at the very least. Yeah, where they would have Power XL to is kind of the question from there. I don't know where they would Power XL to be honest. But that they do have multiple routes to actually knock this out. Whether or not they play Scrapper or Drill, I guess, is one of the questions. Because they don't play either of those, which not every Eternatus player plays, then they actually can't take the knockout here. So that would be a question. Do they have Drill or Scrapper? If the answer is no, then no. But they are going to go with the Eternatus V. But if they don't get the knockout, I think we're going to be in a fine spot. We can pretty much Calming Hurricane, heal the damage they would do. And actually, we can actually take the knockout with Shaymin here, I think, this turn. Because we'll have 4, 5, 6... Wait, 5, 6... Voltage beat 7, 8. And I would love to Mallow Lana as well this turn instead of Bird Keeper. So this thing doesn't have so little HP left. But, yeah, the Shaymin getting the knockout here is happening. So attach 2 there. Attach to the Dubwool, Bird Keeper. 3 new cards. I have the Big Charm now for the Alolan Exeggutor, so I kind of want to bench it with the Big Charm while I have it. Power Plant to get rid of the Dark City. And I think I will, while I have the Big Charm right now, before we get Marnie or even Stamped, they could play Reset Stamps, another thing they could play. And then, yeah, Flower Storm, 240. That's pretty good. Take out this Eternatus V. And now we're just down to those 2 prize cards left. And this thing is more than set up to be KO'd with only 140 HP left. And they don't really have another viable attacker set up at all. So I think we got this one in the bag here. A little bit of a rough draw from our opponent. Once their bench filled up, no room for a new Crobat, and they couldn't find the VMAX until it was a little bit too late. Yeah, we have multiple attackers that can take this thing out. They've already committed an energy here, so they're attacking with it. But yeah, the Calming Hurricane KOs. I think they would have to KO my Rowlet Exeggutor and just hope I don't have a Grass Energy to make the double or Shaymin attack. Would have to be their route here. And that's what they're going for. If I don't have a Grass Energy here, I actually don't KO the Eternatus, and I'm down 8 total, so there's a couple prized. Yeah, it would have to be a couple prized, or 1 prize in my situation, because I only play 9. A lot of people play 10, though. But we do. Literally in our hand. We also have Ordinary Rod as well, so Ordinary Rod would also work to recover grass, and that's going to be a dub, as we close it out with Dubwool. And, yeah, that's the Alolan Exeggutor deck. Don't forget about Buzzmosa. And when you guys play this deck, don't forget about the Buzzmosa if you have the Buzzmosa in there. Get punched better than it looked, and yep, don't forget about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.